Well, good evening and welcome back, National Soccer League fans, to your match of the day on a beautiful Friday evening here in Utah. Salt Lake City is all set and ready to go between this showdown in the NSC South. The Pioneers and the Terminators squaring off two absolute heavyweights. The most recent two champions in the league, of course, Pioneers becoming the champions of the Soccer Bowl last season. And following up on the back of Terminators' twice repeated success, so real clash of the titans in this one. And the division is currently up for grabs. Both these teams victorious in week one on the road. Pioneers doing so in a penalty shootout, Terminators doing so in extra time. So let's see if they can get a win in regulation. Here's the starting 11 for the home side. Pioneers at home for the first time in front of their crowd since winning the Soccer Bowl. No changes to the lineup. Patek Pittner still the striker up top, despite not really being known as fully ready for this role. Again, the shock sale of Kanahamu Saratobi has left the club kind of in flux, but let's see how he gets on this season, how long he remains in that starting role with other veteran presences on the bench. As for the Terminators, it was a gritty, grueling 3-2 victory over the Green Galaxy last week, where they were trailing for almost the entire match. Ahmet Sisman got it to within a goal, and then Andrew Hearn with a late controversial penalty, wearing the captain's armband for the first time since the departure of Ludwig Verzalski, officially named captain this week. And the teams are ready to play here. Again, it's a tight race in the NSC South. Still to be in action later this week on the road. But again, 0 points for them, 2 for the Terminators, and just 1 for the Pioneers. So this game really could set up a season-defining result. Terminators, again, really tough start to the season on the road against the Green Galaxy and the Pioneers. But they were able to get points off of the Green Galaxy last week, and hoping to do the same here. The Pioneers are ready to begin their title defense in front of the home crowd. It is absolutely packed to the gills here in your match of the day, kicking off here just past 8 p.m. local time. Ahmet Sisman, the story of the summer, really, his transfer saga, as he's given it away there, but on target in his first Terminator start. And so too this man, Emegio Cairo, who's played a beautiful ball in behind for Uxio Mora Sanchez to run at. Cairo waiting for the return ball. Kovac gets in the way, and Patek Pittner was lurking. Lockwood able to collect this one. Bradley Chalkers on the ball. Long-term Thunderbird brought in part of a swap deal with Ludwig Verzalski, and fits the mold, the prototype of the Terminators. Big, burly defender. That's a nice long ball. And Anglema not going to get there. Cox has dispossessed him. Hearn is lurking. Cox with a big touch. Clipped in. Sisman bundled over by Van Bruggen. Courageous goalkeeping. Should have been 1-0. Van Bruggen, how often do we say that, though? And to make a fine diving stop. Azia Omathibal. Cairo can pick a pass. And it will fall for Pittner. Deflected. Patek Pittner. Patek, what a save from Peter Lockwood. The goalkeeper's dueling it out early here. One incredible save at both ends of the pitch. Patek Pittner, great technique. This is about as good of a strike as you can get, but Pierre Lockwood has been doing it all his life. Another one of the first in a pioneering way of Charioteers rejects who have gone to achieve great success at their new clubs. Saw it with Brandon Maynard in his debut for the Golden Horde last week, as that's in towards Florencio Vaz, and Hearn has to put it behind. I think it was off Vaz last. Hard to tell in real time. Yep, he is a threat. 3 goals from set pieces last year. Florencio Vaz, a massive part of the Pioneer success, brought in from the Manticores, and has revolutionized this back line for the Salt Lake City faithful. Here's Chad McDonald, known affectionately as Big Mac. Chalkers, nifty little move there, drop of the shoulder, gets him by the defender. Here's Andrew Hearn. Bit of a pedestrian debut in week 1, but did get on the score sheet courtesy of a late penalty goal, as we mentioned. Ansah, back to Hearn, this is better. Here goes Hearn, change of pace. Hearn into the box, looking for Sisman, and Vaz, as we mentioned, in the way. And Roberto Torres away from danger. Still with the Terminators here, Jameis filling in while they wait for the return of Alexander Radchenko. He is purportedly, oh my, close to a return from injury. Their tackle there from Carlos Roberto. Oh, bundled over by outside. This could be a bit of a disciplinary action, and indeed a yellow card fierce divisional rivalry. Not as mean-spirited as the Pioneers in stealth, but still bad blood anytime. Oh, wow. A scything challenge from Ansa. I think he's lucky to only see yellow there. Referee giving the benefit of the doubt given how early in the match we are. So, a high-intensity, high-octane start here in your match of the day. Second of two games. We saw a bit of a low-key affair between the Pink Nightmare and the Wyvern Riders play out just a couple hours ago. A 1-0 win for the road team there. Low-scoring affair. Have to see if this one has a little bit more fireworks. It's our final game of Friday night. Here's Patek Pittner trying to line up a shot. Blocked by Cooper. Back to Pittner, and Coop in the way again. Deku, who scored the golden goal to win his team 2 points, as there goes Hearn on the through ball from Ansa. Cuts back for Ansa. Looking for Amit Seaspawn, but just not quite enough on the pass. Suarez trying to feed it in for Gomez, who's got a nice turn of pace there to get past the defender. Again, that final ball just missing for both these two sides at the moment. 20 minutes played here. One shot on target for each team, and one great stop from each goalkeeper. Ansa miscontrolled, and Cairo's there. Pioneers have it in front of the home crowd, trying to get forward. Here's Patek Pittner. Rolled on for Sanchez. Cuts back for Patek Pittner. And Glama, nice ball. Cairo or Masabo. Emerson Gomez, couple step overs. The former Terminator blocked by McDonald. Ansa, nice interchange there. Beautifully threaded ball for Scuba Jameis. And he's dribbled to straight out of bounds. You can see just not quite what the Terminators need. Scuba Jameis did well there to win that back. Oh, another strong challenge. And a throw into boot for the Pioneers, but Terminators without their first two choice wingers in Lamar Faulkner with an Achilles injury last season and Alexander Rodchenko with an ACL tear, who are both still working their way back. Rodchenko expected to be back within the month. So that'll be a big boost for this side. Again, they're trying to scrape by these opening few weeks with a couple of tough matches, down a couple of key starters due to injuries from last season. And so far, so good for them. Nice link-up play with Amit Seaspawn and Andrew Hearn. Hearn into the box. Can he make it with and the Pioneers go behind for a second straight game. And Andrew Hearn makes it 2 goals in 2. This time, his first from open play. Set up by Amit Seaspawn. It's brilliant from the Terminators. Well, they've been on the front foot. He gets it here and just always surprises people with his change of pace, and then it's a perfectly weighted touch. You think he shows too much of it to Van Bergen, but again, surprising with his closing speed and then buried like a dagger. And the Pioneers not off to the dream start here once again. Andrew Hearn is scoring goals for fun at the moment. He's closing in on that all-time record from Isaac Powers. I think that might have actually been the goal to draw him level all time. Let's take a look. Now the Pioneers will try to respond as Angloma plays through the foul, and then it is pulled back. Ralph Cox, the guilty party. I just checked our stat sheet. The all-time top-scoring table, Isaac Powers, 163 goals. Andrew Hearn, 161. So, still 2 more to go. With a legendary Terminators player, but he is really, really closing in on a record that has been held by Isaac Powers all the way back until the first season of this National Soccer League in 2007. It would be a 13-year hiatus ended. Here's Cox. Technically could happen in this game. Seaspawn in again to Hearn. That's nice. And Ansa carrying on his run. Ryan Ansa. Andrew Hearn. That was a chance to close the gap to 1. But Ben Bruggen stands tall. And the Pioneers are in trouble here in front of the home crowd. How much are they missing? Konohamaru Saratobi. Big surprise in the offseason that they let him go to the Thunderbirds. Deku. Cox driven in towards turn to the back post, and Vaz is there to head away. Kovac, that's a bit of a miscue there and given away to Cairo. Here's Pittner. Had his back turned, couldn't see the through ball to Emerson Gomez. Has it now to Herrera. Yudishaya Angloma invited to get forward again. Hendo Herrera. Pittner. Gonna line one up and Lockwood. Acrobatic save. Oh, Cairo. Looks like he's having a bit of a problem there with his arm. I wonder if he's been hurt. Hearn has been highly effective so far in his second game of the season. Already has evidence by the 1-0 lead on the scoreline, courtesy of his goal. Nice reverse ball to Ansa. Out wide it goes to Scooby Jameis. Trying to dart inside. And there he goes. Nice return ball from Seesman. Trying to play provider again. And Vaz gets in the way and shuts the door right on time. 5 minutes to go in the first half. The visitors lead by a score of 1-0. Pioneers have been largely kept quiet in this one. Missing their big front man. They've given it away again there. Here's Ansa. Hearn. Cox. Nice reverse ball. Ansa has seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Maybe too much. Ahmet Seesman. Going to try on the turn and blocked by Vaz again. Odeku given away. Hearn. Scuba Joyce. Ahmet Seesman. Florencia Vaz again. How many blocks does he come up with? Suarez in a sticky situation here, giving away to Seesman, and it's into the top of the box for Deku, saved by Van Bruggen. Terminators with a flurry of chances, but they fail to capitalize. Will they live to regret that mistake? They've still got the ball here. Hearn, Ansa, Seesman, onto Ralph Cox, and he skies his effort badly. Well, we saw this similar game script play out last week at the Stealth home ground, the Pioneers, trailing by 1 goal for most of the first half, and they gave up a lot of chances. They managed to hold firm, couple of blocks, couple of saves, couple of lackluster efforts by the opposition. They hang in the game and they get level and they end up winning. So, are we in for more of the same here? Can the Terminators find that crucial second goal? This is a team in the Pioneers that average just over 1 goal conceded per game. As here goes Emerson Gomez. Showed too much of it to Big Mac, and that should do it for our first half. And there is the referee's whistle. The Terminators off to a blistering start in this new campaign, looking to make it 2 wins from 2 on the road against 2 top 8 teams. Andrew Hearn's goal is the difference at the break. We'll be right back with the second 45 in your match of the day on the National Soccer League Network. Burke. Welcome back, National Soccer League fans. Confirmation on the injury to Miguel Cairo. Hopefully nothing too serious, but he is playing on in the second half. Have to see how much longer he can last, because they're going to need him. He has his team's only goal of the season in the victory against the Stealth in the penalty shootout last week, the equalizer. So have to hope he can stay fit and firing. Here goes Patek Pittner. They need more from him up top. Herrera, Uxio Moro Sanchez. Pioneers trying to work it into the wide area here. Here is Patek Pittner. Hooks it back to Sanchez, who's just able to hold onto the ball and then wins a corner. Better from the Pioneers, who really didn't have much of a sight of goal in that first half. We look now at the chance for Cox that maybe just gets a bad hop right before it comes to him, because that is a wayward effort, to say the least, from such a close position. A clear-cut chance not taken. Spoke a lot about it. Will the Terminators live to rue that handful of missed chances and opportunities at the end of the half? Corner comes in towards Pittner. Hand to the back post, and Lockwood is the quickest to react. Again, it's better from the Pioneers. They need to keep getting better, though. Terminators were very, very strong in this first half, looking to continue. Nice little dummy there from Jameis as Seesman and Cox await in the middle. Jameis cut back for Seesman. Oh, it's Seesman! Blocked out, and somehow Van Bruggen comes up with it. Goalkeeper and defenders really giving it their best shot. But it's just a relentless wave after wave of pressure from the Terminators here. Hearn. Seesman. Oh, bad ball. Not on the same page as Ralph Cox there. Really should have been 2-0. Really could have been 3 or 4-0, but Terminators just not quite finding that clinical nature. A little bit of credit got to be given to the Pioneers as well for the way they've throwing their bodies at the ball in the final third. Here's the Miguel Cairo. Nice turn away from the pressure. Warmoth the ball. Dummied by Cairo on for Pittner. This is better from the Pioneers. Here's Patek Pittner. Cairo had drifted offside. Sanchez showed too much of it to Kovac, who's got an ocean of space to run into. Played forward for Seesman and wiped out by Herrera. It's going to be a yellow card, but we'll play on through the advantage till now. And Vaz in the way. Back with Ralph Cox. Quick tempo to the passing from the Terminators, but Vaz sees enough of it to snuff it out. Here goes Cayeto. Looking for the runners ahead of him, but Pittner and Gomez getting in each other's way a little bit, kind of making the same run. Here goes Rico Suarez. Cuts it back for Amathabal. Is this the chance for the Pioneers? And Ansar, great defending because the pass was on. Seesman, DeHern. Jameis on the far side goes the other way to Cox instead. We've passed the arrow mark here. Another low-scoring 1-0 affair in our first 2 games of Week 2. Jameis, though, trying to change that. Jameis, Hearn is in, and Jameis greedily splits the difference between a shot and a cross, and it's out for a goal kick. Herrera, as we expected in the referee's book, for the foul on Kovac in the build-up. That's a bad one here. Mean-spirited, as we mentioned. Another change coming up now. It's Yotef Pena on for Patek Pittner. His race is run. A second game without a goal. As the new striker struggles to find form here. Awful lot of weight on his shoulders in the wake of Sarah Toby's departure. The 19-year-old. Maybe too much. Here is Yotef Pena, seasoned veteran player. And not going to get it back there. Big coup in the way. Terminators looking to keep their first clean sheet of the season. So far, so good through 64 minutes. Deku turns into the midfield. Has it to Big Mac. Hearn trying to get in the way there, but all defended by Carlos Roberto Torres. The Pioneers suddenly have numbers forward here. Pena. Sanchez trying to get away with speed and skill. Pena. Got to get it off his foot. Just kind of stood there. Mathabal did enough to win it back. Herrera. Options opening up ahead of him. Herrera. It's into Pena. Nice turn and good save by Lockwood. And Chalkers prevents the corner crucially. Pioneers now with a chance to get forward. Sanchez. Cairo, lovely. Oh, great defending from Big Mac. Sanchez did well to ride the challenge. Here is Sanchez. Pena. And just over the bar. Well, he's had a couple of moments since coming off the bench. Lockwood was beaten, I think, but so too the far corner, not far off. 20 minutes to play here. The Pioneers left it late last week and scored an equalizer until the 75th minute. We've got a change here again. It's going to be Edgar Ayala on for Scuba Jameis. First change of the day for the visitors, trying to freshen it up on the wide area. Be a statement win for the Terminators to make it 2-2 over a divisional finalist and the Soccer Bowl champions, both on the road in their first 2 matches, making a strong bid as title favorites. It's a bad ball from Chalkers, though. Still time for the Pioneers to draw level. Pena's in here. Yotef Pena again, and just the wrong choice. Had so much time. Clean through on goal from Cayeto. He felt the pressure from Chalkers. It's not a bad effort, but you're always going to struggle to beat Lockwood with shots from outside the box. Pioneers are finding that out the hard way. Mathabal to take the corner. And a chance for the Pioneers to work something from a set piece here. Mathabal to swing it in. It's into a good area, but no one really attacking for the Pioneers. Anglama. Opening up ahead of him, it's Pena! Yotef Pena, it's there! Oh my goodness, it just wouldn't cross the line. Now it's the Pioneers with a flurry of chances that they can't put away. 15 minutes to go here. Terminators are holding on for dear life. Is Andrew Hearn's first half goal enough? Given away, they've struggled in the second half, keeping the ball so effective in the first in that manner, but hasn't been the same story in the second. Pioneers, home fans trying to get involved. Ahmet Seesman wins it back, and then Cox played through. Is that a foul? Referee says no. Hearn went down easy under the challenge of Armathabal. Emerson, just the wrong choice again. Pena, a little dummy to leave it out for Pioneers throw-in. Angoma. Into Ormathabal's feet. Caedo. There's another side. It goes wide to Uxio Mora Sanchez. Darts away from one challenge. Suarez back to Ormathabal. Here is Rico Suarez. Down the line he goes again. Can he whip it across? Gets it back instead for Ormathabal. Suarez. Good turn of direction there. Sanchez to Ormathabal. Caedo. Emilio Caedo. How close did that come? Side netting, but the wrong side. Look at this. Snapshot from Caedo and gets a deflection. Oh, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. Instead, it's out for another Pioneers corner. 8 minutes to play. Still a 1-0 lead to the visitors here. Ormathabal to wait the substitution. And it is going to be Sebastian Kopanacek on for Isier Ormathabal. Captain's day is done, bringing on the rookie, or last season's rookie, rather. An injection of energy as legs are tired. Herrera's ball swinging towards Florencio. The header is straight down the throat of Peter Lockwood. Good chance. But the Terminators are adapting the bend, don't break mentality. And some. Here's Cox. Ahmet Sisman, nice turn inside. Here's the goal scorer and the match winner in Andrew Hearn as it stands. 5 minutes to play. It's Ayala trying to take some time off the clock in the corner. McDonald. Ayala, nice ball. Hearn opening up. And again, the wrong choice there. Runners ahead of him, and for the more difficult pass, it didn't come off. Pena. Kopanacek has it. Long, but McDonald in the way. Uxio Sanchez trying to just lop it forward. Deku did well under pressure there, and that might be the last chance the Pioneers get. 89th minute here. Terminators can just keep the ball and try to see this one out. Another 1-0 road win in back-to-back games in week 2. Bit of a slow start to action, but Terminators and Wyvern Riders won't mind that at all. Clean sheets and 3 points for visiting teams so far. Here's Emerson Gomez trying to change that narrative with Pena in behind. The crafty man! Yotep Pena! Tries the Pioneers level at the death for the second straight week. The mentality of champions. What a ball from Emerson Gomez. And Big Coop just can't get there, and Lockwood gets a touch. But it's not enough. A sweetly struck volley from Yotep Pena. Nestles into the side netting. And the Pioneers have life at Monolith Stadium. That is a gut punch for the Terminators. They've gone the full 90. We saw this with the Scouts Charioteers divisional matchup last week. Charioteers led the entire game and then concede in the 92nd minute to the visitors. And the Scouts went on to win. Can the Pioneers do the same? Ralph Cox trying to get one last chance for the Terminators, but I don't think it's going to get it, and it's going to end level. Extra time for these two for the second straight week. Just what you want to see in your match of the day. We'll be right back with Golden Goal on the National Soccer League Network. Pioneers won, Terminators won at full time. Welcome back, National Soccer League fans. It's another Golden Goal showdown. Emilio Cairo has been withdrawn for Ignacio Varela. And Ryan Ansah off for Ernie Powell, who's on the ball here for the Terminators. So each team going to their bench for the second time. They've got one change remaining. Deku to Hearn, who thought he had the winner in the first half. And a late equalizer from Yotep Pena has the Pioneers heading to extra time for the second straight week after trailing. Uxio Mora Sanchez. Sebastian Kopanacek. We spoke about it the whole game. Would the Terminators look to rue that mistake? And now Pena's going to snatches 2 points for the Pioneers to stun the Terminators. Will they make it 2-2 from full time and beyond? The Pioneers with 2 wins from a trailing position in the first 2 weeks. And Emerson Gomez buries this one under Peter Lockwood. Takes the low route. And that is all she wrote for today. In your match of the day, it was Gomez to Pena to send it to extra time, and it's Pena to Gomez to seal the deal with 2 points for the Pioneers in front of the home crowd. The Terminators left devastated after leading the entire game. A 92nd minute equalizer to send it to golden goal, and a quick golden goal from Emerson Gomez to win the 2 points for the home side. The Pioneers make it 2-0, the first team to achieve that status. I'll leave you with the full match highlights from your match of the day on this lovely Friday night in Utah. We'll be back tomorrow for 6 full games of National Soccer League coverage in just a short while.
Hey!
Amen.